Hey guys, so we thought today that it would be fun to film a sit-down video that we would just go over our model journey, a little bit of it, and how we got to where we are now, some of the highlights along the way.
And make sure that you stick around till the end of the video because we are going to talk about some ways that you can get into the industry or how to get signed with an agency and everything like that. So how I got started into modeling is I actually had a friend, well she was my sister's friend, her name's Tara, so shout out to Tara. She got me into modeling because she's a photographer and she loved to shoot me on the side and everything, and she told me that I should go to the open call, which I had gotten a lot of people to tell me that I should do something or that I should start modeling.
For those who don't know, an open call is where an agency scouts models. A local agency will say, hey, we're having an open call. We're looking for models, female models who are between 5'8", 5'11", this old, blah, blah, blah. And then you just bring a portfolio in and they meet you, and that's like a way to get scouted.
So basically she ended up convincing me to go because I was really timid and I didn't really want to go. I wasn't fully confident in doing it yet, but she gave me the extra push to really go. I went to the open call about November of 2017. So I ended up going, and then they took some visuals of me and everything, and then the next day I got a phone call from this agency, which is Ford Robert Black Agency, which I'm still with.
Hi Cherie.
Yeah. And they're amazing. Yes. But and so the next day I got a call to get an interview with them about 2 weeks later. And I ended up signing with them November or December of 2017, around there. So how did you get signed?
So I got signed in 2016, around September, with Ford Robert Black Agency. And the way it happened was a girl that I was dating at the time, actually, she just told me, you really have a look that I think you could do something with, and if you will at least let me set up a free photo shoot for you, would you try it? She kept asking and I was like, you know what, why don't I just try it? It sounds fun. So then she set up my first ever photo shoot, which I'm gonna actually plug right here because it's funny to look back on. The photo shoot started to feel really fun and actually excited me a lot. So that switch kind of flipped for me, and I was like, wow, this actually seems like something I would like to do. At the time I had really bad skin, so I remember when I went to the open call, they were like, your skin is going to be something we have to fix, but they liked my look a lot. So I got an email the next week from the director at Ford, Cherie Hartwell, and she told me to come in and meet with her, and then the day that I came in, which was the following week, she had a contract ready for me and I got signed.
So I had my first photo shoot shortly after I got signed, and we can plug that some of those embarrassing pictures of me with short hair here. But I really put modeling on the back burner. Like, I was not thinking about it much, wasn't focused on it at all. And it wasn't until I had an offer, it wasn't until I actually had an offer to get signed in Milan. And I ended up signing with Wonderwall in Milan in about February. It was just before I had gotten an offer to go to Korea. I ended up traveling to Korea, being signed there and spending a few months out there. And then after that, I ended up going to Milan and staying on stay.
So for me, I got placed in New York with Wilhelmina Models. I went out there for Men's Fashion Week, which is in July, and I actually did a really good job. I booked 4 shows. I came back and Wilhelmina was like, oh my god, we need him to come out here and actually be full-time because he can do really well. But I was really going to become an engineer was my plan. I was in my 3rd year at that point. I decided regretfully now looking back, but I decided to keep going to school, and I did that for a year. By the end of that year, I really started to feel like modeling was calling me back into it, and I was regretting it. I felt like I was missing opportunities a lot. So by the end of that year, I decided I had turned 21, and I was like, my gift, all I want from my family and from myself for my 21st birthday is I want to give this a real shot, and I want to try it out. So I went and I took a backpack. I went backpacking all around Europe, and I got placed in London, in Germany, in Greece, in Milan. I was there for 3 months. I came back and I was like, yeah, this is absolutely what I want to do with my life. Like, that's it. So I packed up all my stuff from Arizona. I moved across the country away from my family, had no family out in New York, and I worked with Wilhelmina Models. That was a year ago. I did that full time for a year. It was the best decision I ever made in my life, and the only thing that brought me back here really was coronavirus, but otherwise I'd still be there doing this. So what would you say are some of your favorite moments throughout your journey from the beginning to now? What's been your highlights?
I would say that when I went to Korea, I did L Korea, which was amazing. That really just like lit a spark in me, basically being like, you know, I can do this and I can be a high fashion model. So, and then after that, I had a direct booking in Hawaii, and that was in June of 2019, and that was amazing just because it was my first time getting to see Hawaii. I would have to say another big highlight was definitely getting Harper's Bazaar and Max Mara in Milan, as well as just walking in Milan Fashion Week. Walking in Milan Fashion Week was like insane for me. I remember when I first started modeling that I would tell myself like, you're gonna be in Milan Fashion Week. The previous year I had made that goal, like by next September I want to be in a fashion week, whether it's Milan, Paris, or something. And once I achieved it, it was like, it felt really good. Just living in Milan alone was a really big goal for me. So yeah, and besides that, those were like my 3 biggest, I would have to say. How about you?
For me, my highlights, so definitely when I first got placed in New York and I went out there for New York Fashion Week. Everybody hears about New York Fashion Week, and you know that it's like the place, the fashion event. And for me to walk in 4 shows was definitely one of the most surreal moments. The actual runway is like 10 seconds of your life. You do so much preparation, you go to castings, you get let down, you get picked up, you wait, you go to fittings, you do all this stuff, and then it's 10 seconds. And
modeling is literally all waiting. You wait, and then the job that you do is like...
It's the best part. It's like the best part, but it's also just the tiniest thing. But the reason it's so, you have to know it's so amazing is because that tiny thing makes everything around it worth it. Everything. The traveling, the being scared, the being nervous.
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Like, it really is.
Yeah, definitely. So that was definitely a highlight. And then going and backpacking all over Europe, obviously, that's probably one of my favorite memories of my entire lifetime. And getting to work in those places, getting to eat that food, getting to drink that wine.
Milan, best food ever.
Yeah. And that was definitely a highlight of my life, doing campaigns around Europe. I'll plug a few of those. And then I'd say the biggest highlight of my career happened in New York this past year, which was when I booked the biggest job of my career, which was the Sunglass Hut campaign, where I worked with Gigi Hadid. And it was an internationally run commercial that everyone around the world was sending me photos and videos, seeing it on TV, on billboards, in the airport, everywhere, and then even in Times Square, which when I first saw myself, I walked to Times Square and I saw myself on a main billboard in Times Square. I cried. I cried my eyes out so hard. I was on FaceTime with my mom, and I could not get over it. And I visited that billboard like once a week at least. So, for those of you looking to get into modeling, I think it's really important to be realistic with yourself. You have to keep in mind that this is a superficial industry, so they do have certain requirements like 6 foot to 6'3" for guys.
5'8" to 5'10" for girls. You can be a little bit taller, give or take, but
yeah, and exactly. There's some give to this. I have a few friends who are in the industry who, if they would have just looked at the guidelines on paper, they would have never tried. But they tried, they believe in themselves, and now they're doing big things. So never let that discourage you, but be fully realistic. Do you have the frame? Do you fall within those parameters? If not, do you have something about you that you feel is worth looking over that? If you do, then you gotta go at it full head of steam. You gotta be persistent.
Yeah, you have to be persistent. I think that's like key. So once you start modeling, or once you decide that this is something that you want to do, I think you can't let people telling you no affect you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let it get to you or anything, because if you really believe that you have it, it shouldn't affect you.
Exactly. So you just have to understand that you have to pay your dues.
Yeah.
This is not easy. It's not. If it was easy, everybody would do it, as everybody says. But it's true. Learn from your feedback. Ask for feedback a lot.
Yeah, and I think there is like that select small group of people that when they start, they rock it and they shoot off and they get job after job after job after job. But that's not reality, and you can't compare yourself to somebody who that is happening to, because for the wide majority of people who model or choose to model, it takes you years to get to the point where you are at the top or considered a top 1% of models.
That's a major thing that you just said. Do not compare yourself to anyone. On Instagram, all these people that you're looking at that are posting all their great work they're doing, all the things that they're traveling, they're booking all these great jobs. You have no idea how long it took them to get to that place. You have no idea the struggles that it took them to get there.
And also you have no idea how long in between what they're posting is reality. You don't know how long ago those things were or how recent they were.
Just compare yourself to you. Do you look at yourself today and feel like you're better than you were yesterday? That's great. That's all you have to keep doing. Keep being better than before. Keep learning, keep growing.
Exactly.
And a major thing for me is talk to photographers. Talk to your photographers. As you're shooting, ask them advice, tips. These are the people that shoot hundreds, thousands of models. When an agency tells you no, which will happen, ask them why. Just so I can learn, can you tell me a little bit of why? And they might say, you need to lose a little more weight, you need to be more defined, your skin isn't quite right, your portfolio isn't there yet, we don't think you're right for this market. If you get the no and you let it hurt you so bad that you quit or you're discouraged, you've lost a valuable thing that could have made you grow so much. First thing I would do right now if I was a brand new model is take a look around your local area. Where are you based? If you're not in a major market, a really important thing is to find a mother agent in your local area, a trustworthy one.
Yeah.
A mother agent is basically going to help you get some doors open that you wouldn't even have access to from your local area without them. So I would do some research, look for mother agencies in your area, and they will definitely have some kind of open call or submission process for how you can submit and get your stuff looked at to see if you can get signed with them, and then they would help you with placing you in other markets. But regardless, whether you're applying for a mother agency or you're already in a major market and you just want to look for an agency, the next thing you would do is you would take digitals.
So basically what you would need to do for digitals is the best thing you can do is wear no makeup, and if you really wanted to wear makeup, I think covering a blemish or putting some concealer on is okay, but for the most part, try and keep your face very bare so that they can see, you know, all of your facial features, your facial structure and everything like that. And I think wearing all black is definitely key. It just makes you look longer and thinner. So I think wearing black jeans, black long sleeve or black tank top is perfect for digitals.
For digitals, what you're gonna do is you're gonna have whoever's taking your photos get you full body in frame. You're gonna take some photos straight on, do some smiles, do some serious, and then you're gonna turn to your side, do profile, and then same thing, smiles, serious, and then the other side, profile. And then you're going to have them move closer to do 3/4, same thing. Straight on, smiles, serious, side profile, smiles, serious, and then they're going to come even closer. It's going to be just your face, and it's going to be straight on, smiles, serious, side, profile, and then one tip we would say is to throw a personality video in there.
Yeah.
So that's going to help you kind of stand out, which will be the person will just film you full body again, and you can be like, hey everyone, my name is Juan Marcel Rivera. I'm based in Arizona and I'm currently unsigned, but I'm looking to get signed by you. I'm interested in your agency. A little bit about me. Throw something in there that makes them be like, get to know you a little bit. Be very natural, don't have it too scripted. Oftentimes the first take is the best, and just throw like a laugh in there at the end so they see your smile naturally. So yeah, that'll help you stand out. And then from there, you would just go online to whatever agencies you're looking at. You would see their process for submission. They'll definitely have some information on there about how to do that. You're gonna send it however they have you do it. And then an extra tip, if you know any of the agents or if you have their Instagram, the agency's Instagram, I would also send a DM, not in an annoying way, but just be like, hey, my name's Juan Marcel Rivera. I sent my digitals and everything online through the submission process, but I also wanted to just give you guys a DM, say I'm very interested. Here's some of my digitals, here's my email, and then that's it. Those would be my tips on how to get started.
Yeah.
And do you have anything else?
No, I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
So if you guys liked this video, please be sure to give us a like, and also if you have any other questions or anything else that you need more information on, be sure to comment on our video.
If you leave that in the comments, we'll do a video in the future about it, or we'll even just comment right back to you with a straightaway answer. And other than that, we hope you enjoyed the video, and we will be dropping again on Wednesday. So be sure to subscribe. We drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Turn on those post notifications, and we really deeply appreciate you guys. So with that being said, we will see you on Wednesday.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.